It's not the news, it's more important. Now trending with Riggins on the Ace and TJ Show.
Donald Trump says he would kick out Prince Harry if he was elected to be president again. He said he's going to deport
Kick him out of the country?
Deport him.
Okay.
Full-scale deportation.
Reason being?
I think he just doesn't like him.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could do that, but I love that he says stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know what? I would deport him. That's very Trump-like. I wouldn't protect him. He betrayed the queen. That's unforgivable. He'd be on his own if it was down to me.
Well, I don't think you can actually just deport him because you feel like he betrayed the queen and you don't like him.
Yeah.
That's really not how that works, I don't think.
Yeah, I think he's probably just joking. But
Yeah.
this is one of
Makes
those
it
things
fun.
where, people say, okay, you don't have that big of a lead over Biden to be running around joking and messing with people and all of that stuff. Just stay focused on how terrible Biden and the Marxists are that are on his team. That's all you got to do. You don't have to win people over with your sense of humor. You've already done that.
They like you.
Just focus.
Yeah. So Diddy is trending this morning. Another bad story about Diddy, and this one is kind of blowing the roof off the thing. Former employee says that Diddy did a lot of things.
Did he?
Trafficking women, sexually assaulting people on his own staff, hosting parties where there were different kinds of activities that are pretty unsavory. So this is the third or fourth sexual assault lawsuit that he's been hit with in, the last couple of months. Now his attorney says these are all lies. This is a person looking for a payday.
Now, when they say he trafficked women, meaning he had women that were sent to go have sex with people to help him in business or whatever, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
for
like
monetary
Epstein.
gain.
Yeah. Okay.
And Justin Combs, a relative of Diddy, is also included in this lawsuit, and it's just getting ugly. So a lot of people are saying we are just awaiting a docuseries from Lifetime, or who did the one about R. Kelly that blew up? I think it was Lifetime.
Yeah, that was Lifetime.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's getting ugly out there for Diddy. So he is trending this morning, along with Alec Baldwin. The trial date has been set for this summer. It's expected to last 9 days. Manslaughter charges, all relating to that shooting incident on the set of his movie where he, fired a gun that
Killed someone.
that killed a staff member on the movie. So he says he never pulled the trigger. Investigators believe that it's impossible for that gun to fire without pulling the trigger. He's not off the hook just yet. So that kicks off on July 10th. And New Mexico officials say this is expected to last around 9 days. So those are a few things that are now trending.
There's a story today for group therapy that is unlike anything else I think that we've ever had, because there is a couple, and this couple is in love. He loves her. She loves him. But there is something that has happened 5 times in the last month that could be a deal breaker. And it's completely unintentional. Oh, wait till you hear what that thing is that's happened 5 times. It's kind of a big thing next.
Share Funny is now a little extra. The Extra Funny podcast coming up at 9 a.m. live on the Ace and TJ app and anytime wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Well, here we are, another new year, and you're, again, going to try to lose that weight you've been needing to lose for a long time. Well, here's what you need. You need Calitrin to help, because Calitrin is not a drug. No, not at all. It is natural and effective. It's scientifically proven to help you lose weight and get better sleep. When you buy 3 months supply of Calitrin, you will get 3 months free right now, and consistency is the key with Calitrin. So order it today at acetj.com/weight loss. It's Calitrin.
All guests of the Ace and TJ show stay at the Hyatt-centric Charlotte South Park. Beautiful rooms, incredible dining options. Book your room by calling 980-299-7123. It's the Hyatt-centric Charlotte South Park. The Johnson Group has been cleaning some of Charlotte's most prestigious businesses since 1985. Family owned and operated. Learn more at acetj.com/clean. It's first-class cleaning with the Johnson Group.
This is the Ace and TJ Show.
Hey, quick reminder, a lot of stuff happening with the Ace and TJ Show. We've tripled in size. Every day now, you have the Ace and TJ Show. Then there's TJ's podcast, which is available at 9 Eastern on our app, or 10 Eastern. You can download it as a podcast. And then every afternoon at 3, there's a brand new podcast called Ace and Friends, which is just, an afternoon of fun. So there's a lot happening. Check them out. The Ace and TJ podcast and radio show, TJ's podcast, and Ace and Friends, all available either on our app or wherever you download podcasts.
It's Tuesday. The doctors are in. This is group therapy on the Ace and TJ Show. The Ace and TJ Show.
These people are in love. That's not the problem. Wait to hear what the problem is. Group therapy, you can always just DM us at any time with your situation, your problem, and at the Ace TJ Show on any of our social media. And we'll get to it. Every Tuesday at this time we do it. And this lady says, my fiance has called me by his late wife's name on multiple occasions here lately. Initially, I was understanding and tried to empathize with his grief and the memories he has of her, but it keeps happening. She's been gone for 3 years. We've been together for almost a year. The first 10 months of our relationship, this never happened, not once. Now it has happened 5 times in the last month. We are getting married in 3 months, and I wonder if our wedding date is triggering this. Then if it is, what does this mean? Is he not over her? Does he have guilt for marrying me? Is it best to at least postpone our wedding? A part of me wonders if maybe he will never get over her enough to fully give his heart away to anyone else. No one I know has any experience in this. Will I always be the woman he had to settle for because his one true love died? I don't want to be that for anyone. I want to be someone's first and only true love, not a companion they settled for to live out their days. What do I do? Nothing? Postpone the wedding? Or realize that I need to keep looking? Well,
How old are they? Didn't say.
no, it appear to be early 30s. But here's one thing that's out the window. She said, I want to be someone's first and only true love. Well, that ship has already sailed. Right. You're not his first and only true love. His first love died. Now, I don't know how you define being someone's true love. But,
Yeah.
But that's not going to happen.
I think the best thing to do is to keep just analyzing it and analyzing it and analyzing it. And, you've picked a person to fall in love with who is a widower, and then pretend like it's not the way it is. That's what you should do. You should just suspend reality to the fact that you did not fall in love with somebody who's a widower, and expect all of that kind of treatment from him. And if you don't get it, then you should leave. Call off the wedding, get out.
I mean, that's a tough one. It's very possible. I can easily see where he loves this person, he decides to get married, but when he talks about marriage, he thinks of his ex-wife because she died.
He just makes a mistake and calls her by the wrong name, like a parent calling one kid by the other kid's name.
Yeah, but it doesn't happen for 10 months, and now it's happened 5 times in the last month. Once they got engaged, he started doing this.
Yeah.
That seems kind of odd.
I don't think they have any correlation with each other, the wedding and the 10 months and all that. I think he doesn't love her. It's the best way to look at it.
Okay. That's TJ's opinion. He doesn't love her. Reagan's anything to add?
No. I think you guys pretty much covered it.
So at the Ace TJ Show, what does she do? Nothing, just kind of roll with it? Does she need to postpone the wedding? Does she need to end the relationship? At the Ace TJ Show, you can respond now. We'll get your answers coming up next.
Live on your radio and anytime you want us, wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Winter is here, which means you're just going to stay inside and not do anything fun and exciting, right? No, that is wrong, because this year you're going to go to acetj.com/Gaston and see all of the incredible things that you can do right now in Gaston County. Everything is laid out for you, from things to do, to restaurants, to bars, to shopping, to unique weekend activities. And we'll get you ready for the spring and the summer with a list of all their great festivals. Find all of this and much more at acetj.com/Gaston.
Attention Charlotte, treat yourself to a delicious meal that's made with fresh, seasonal ingredients and ready in just 20 minutes. Enjoy a fine dining experience without ever leaving your home. Head over to tableandtwine.com.
Currents is Lake Norman's #1 lifestyle magazine. Every month, Currents brings you the latest news on what's happening in the Lake Norman area. They've been serving the Lake Norman community for over 13 years. See the latest issue of Currents now at lncurrents.com.
Available when you want it, how you want it. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Okay, today's group therapy is we're all over the map. Quick story. Lady has been dating a guy for 10 months. They got engaged, and then now he's started calling her 5 times in the past month. He's called her by his ex-wife's name. His ex-wife, she died. And she wonders now, what does this mean? Does it mean he doesn't want to marry me? Does it mean getting married means he's thinking of her all the time? Do I do nothing? Do I postpone the wedding? Do I keep looking? Faith said his wife died. She will always be with him. He will think of her periodically, and he will never be fully over her. You may need to keep looking. I don't. Never having dealt with death in that way. I can easily see how that's too much to overcome.
Isn't that something you have to accept, though, if you're dating someone whose spouse died?
Yep. You'd have to. Because he wouldn't be with you if she were still alive. I mean, she's not. You can't play that game all the time, but still. Mary said, if it bothers you that much, keep looking. But you can't fault him for loving her. She passed away. That can be very hard for someone to cope with. He's always going to love her. That's true. He's always going to love this woman.
But if you do decide to break this off, you should make a promise to yourself that you will always tell any future companions why your engagement was broken off. Because you couldn't get past the fact that you were competing with the spirit of his dead wife. Every guy you date from now on needs to know that up front.
Nicole says
a tattoo on your face. It's the same thing.
Nicole makes a great point. He has guilt for remarrying anyone. The guilt survivors carry can only be resolved by them, not anyone else. That doesn't mean he doesn't love you. That doesn't mean he is settling. But he had a whole life planned out. He didn't just lose his person. He lost his plan, his future, the house they may have planned, everything. Grieving is something we do in private because it's a burden to make others feel uncomfortable with our pain or loss. He may very well feel guilty for being happy.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, so it could be that he feels guilty that he's found this other person that makes him happy, and he's moving on while knowing his wife is the person he's supposed to be with is dead.
Yeah, and the way to handle it is to let him know how unhappy you are about that. Right. That's the best thing you can do to make him come home to you, is to throw some more burden on him.
Yeah.
Make it even worse.
I'd say they're in a pickle, honestly.
Yeah. I think she's the one that needs to get a little help, just kind of work through the whole situation.
Yeah.
God. There's a lady that bought a Subway sandwich. A sandwich from Subway that has nearly bankrupted her. Next.
It's radio. It's a podcast. It's the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show. More next.
Back again with our friend Richard Toccato, the Richard Toccato Companies. Now, Richard, tell us about this cash out equity thing, instant cash, add water, and there it is.
It is. That's how it is. Instant equity. I mean, you do the application today, you could close today and get your money in 5 days. There's no underwriting. There's no appraisal. I think didn't you do something like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly what I did. Instant equity. It's very easy, and Richard walks you through the process. Find out more at homewithrichard.com.
Our nation's second president, John Adams, always slept on the left side of the bed. He believed this would increase his chances of having positive dreams and a more successful next day. That's why every mattress we sell here at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress includes a left side.
And for those that prefer waking up on the right side of the bed, our mattresses come with one of those too.
This President's Day, you can save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic sets. Only at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress.
This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Things are more expensive these days. This lady was bankrupted almost by a Subway sandwich. This is the crazy story. A lady in Ohio says she went to Subway, got her a sandwich, and was charged just over $1,000. And it has cost her all kinds of problems. Let's see if it'll play. Here we go.
No way, unless it's wrapped in gold and is from some other place. I would never pay $1,010 for a Subway sandwich. I'm just trying to make ends meet at this point in time. Stressed, overwhelmed. I couldn't get groceries at one point because my account was negative.
Her name is Letitia Bishop, and I understand that point well, especially from college. You overdraw your account, and it just creates a downhill slope. Well, now I don't have food. Now I still need to get food. Now I got to come up with the extra $20 for that overdraft fee. And they clearly made a mistake. It was a screw up, but it throws your whole situation out of whack.
Yeah.
But she did say that there was a case where she would pay over $1,000 for a sandwich.
If it were wrapped in gold?
If it were wrapped in gold or from some other place, is what she means. I wonder if she means somewhere other than Subway or other than this country.
It's a weird thing to say.
Hyperbole misused is so amusing to me. That's right. Misused hyperbole.
And there's a TikTok that's gone viral that's something we've talked about on this show a lot. And it's having an old person name. This TikToker named Amber is going viral after her daughter told her that she had an old person name.
My daughter told me the name Ashley or Amanda or my name is Amber are old people names, and I never thought about it this way, but she's like, yeah, my teachers' names are Miss Erica, Miss Samantha, whereas young people names, like my daughter is Scarlett, there's Charlottes, there's Olivia, there's Penelopes, there's Isabellas, there's Bellas, there's Ellas. Those are young people names. For me, Ashley is always going to be like my friend from elementary, so it just seems like a kid name to me, but it's not. Ashley, Amanda, Amber, all of these names are basically the new Margaret or Barbara.
They're the new Gladys, which was my grandmother's name.
Sure.
Do
I get it, though.
And I just wish so. And when these things go viral, all I'm asking is just for just like a little thing on the screen that says TJ started this years ago.
Yeah, it's been a long
TJ
time ago.
observed
He
this
said
years ago. They just. I'm not asking for money, just credit. That's all.
But women's names age out more than men's, right?
Yeah. The ones that come to my head are always female names. Gladys.
Phyllis.
Right.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
I like
guys'
Phyllis.
names don't change. Mark, David, Tom, Richard, whatever. Those are kind of standard names.
Yeah. Albert.
Yeah,
There are. I mean, some do.
but they go in trends too, like Sam and Gus and those types of names had a resurgence.
Like my grandfather's name was Roy. And you don't really know many Roys anymore. That's kind of an old name. But for the most part, the vast majority of them are female names that seem to age out and make you sound old.
My little nephew, my youngest nephew, is Hank. I mean, you just don't see many Hanks running around.
I think Hank's a good name, though.
Yeah, I mean, he's a little stocky little barrel.
Think of Breaking Bad.
It's a good name.
Why are you talking about how big?
Hank is a good name for that.
That's what you'd expect a Hank to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Riggins, what's coming up next and now trending?
So many things. I got to tell you, you guys are way out of fashion. Oh my God, it's so embarrassing. I can't even believe you came into work looking the way you do. You're so out of style. Oh my God. No, I did find something out shocking, and you need to know in 2024. Coming up next.
Live on your radio and anytime you want us, wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
It's a new year, which means new you. No, not if you've got nagging pain. That means we want old you before you had that pain. And it's possible without surgery, without medication, without downtime. Thanks to Neogenics, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic. I am a Neogenics client. I am a Neogenics lover because they fixed my left wrist. And you can get a free consultation right now. Call 704-727-6551 or online at acetj.com/neogenics, Neogenics.
Bradham Brothers offers heating, air, and electrical installation and service that you can trust. Their family business has served thousands of customers with honesty and a smile for over 50 years. Go to bradhambrothers.com to schedule service or a free estimate today.
It's not the news, it's more important. Now trending with Riggins on the Ace and TJ show.
Muhammad Ali even lost some fights. I think 5 total in his career. So he, even the greatest fall sometimes. And that is the story of Joey Chestnut, our sweet Joey Chestnut, America's favorite competitive eater, lost yesterday during the wonderful Pistachios Get Crackin' Eating Championship in Santa Monica, California. They were eating pistachios.
Like having to shell them and everything?
Shell them and all. That would be kind of tough, wouldn't it? And he lost. The guy that won set a record. He ate 338 pistachios in 8 minutes.
Well, that says as much about the getting them out of the shell procedure as the eating part of it, I think.
Absolutely. It changes the whole game when you got to shell them yourself, and your thumbnail, your fingernails are going to be destroyed after that.
Now, when you crack it open, Riggins, do you use your fingernails on a pistachio?
Yeah.
I just pinch it and pull it apart. I try not to dig. I don't have fingernails really to go into it.
Yeah, I mean, you will jack up like the skin on the tip of your thumb or your fingers trying to get a pistachio open. But yeah, I can't. Can you squeeze at the bottom and it opens?
Yeah, I squeeze it up like at the top, like I'm just opening a package or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody do it like that.
Or I'll just put a finger in there, not my nail, but.
Yeah. And, no choking hazards. Nobody died on a pistachio, which is always good news. Mm-hmm. Today is National Polar Bear Day. And remember, polar bear is one of the most dangerous bears out there. If it's brown, lay down. If it's black, fight back. If it's white, good night. And Alaska just had its first fatal mauling in more than 30 years in January in an Alaskan whaling village. Mother and her 1-year-old son killed by a polar bear. So they are very, very dangerous animals. Good thing is that you probably never run into them.
Yeah, if it's brown, lay down.
Yeah.
If it's black, fight back. If it's white, good night.
No chance.
Polar bear is over.
I hate polar bears. Only thing I hate as much as a polar bear is a sea turtle.
Yeah,
Put those in the same category.
Hates those sea turtles.
Sea turtles and polar bears.
But they made the polar bear seem like it's the sweetest, most cuddliest thing ever. Coca-Cola did.
They are cute.
They are not cute.
That's the main reason I don't care about climate change. I want the polar bears to go away.
Terrible. Just terrible. And I hate to break it to you guys. You guys are so out of fashion right now. Oh, my God. It's so embarrassing. How do you even show your face around here? 2024, the color is butter yellow.
Ooh.
Oh, my God. Butter yellow. It's everything.
Well, sadly to say, I'm going to be out of fashion because redheads, butter yellow is not a good color.
You don't have any butter yellow stuff?
Well, no, because it's not good. It's not good with my complexion.
It's the pastel between canary and beige. Oh! It's been on the rise for a couple years, but they say this year it's going to be supernova. Yeah. Butter yellow.
I don't care who it's on. It's ugly.
You don't like it?
It may not make the person look ugly, but butter yellow clothing is ugly. And cars.
They said it's going to be the spring wedding dress to wear if you got to go to a wedding. Wear butter yellow, the color of a daffodil, and then accessorize with gold jewelry, strappy sandals, and a coordinating handbag. So if you don't have butter yellow in your wardrobe, get with it. Wake up. We're trying to live out here. It's a pandemic or something. I don't know. Those are a few things that are now trending.
All right. My wife set the world on fire yesterday, and I know some NASCAR commentators are worried their job is being taken. Tell you what happened coming up next.
It's a radio show, it's a podcast, and it's a TV show. Watch the Ace and TJ show anytime. Just search for Ace TJ TV on YouTube. More of the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show is coming up.
Well, here we are, another new year, and you're, again, going to try to lose that weight you've been needing to lose for a long time. Well, here's what you need. You need Calitrin to help, because Calitrin is not a drug. No, not at all. It is natural and effective. It's scientifically proven to help you lose weight and get better sleep. When you buy 3 months supply of Calitrin, you will get 3 months free right now, and consistency is the key with Calitrin. So order it today at acetj.com/weight loss. It's Calitrin. Should you buy? Should you sell? How do I present my house if I do want to sell it? All of those questions can be answered by the experts, and they can take care of you with the Temple team at Keller Williams Realty. The Temple team knows everything there is to know about selling, marketing, and buying houses. So get in touch with them today at acetj.com/Temple team. The Temple team at Keller Williams Realty.
Live each weekday on your radio, anytime you want, wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
My name's TJ, and there is a podcast available on the Ace and TJ family app and on YouTube's and all over the place called TJ and Jody's House. It is a podcast with my wife and me, and we've been doing it for several years now. And we just talk about things that we've got going on, what we've done, and tell stories of this or that. Just, blah, blah, blah. Boring married people stuff. And we were talking about our trip this weekend to Greenville, South Carolina, and this was played as a piece of the show yesterday that was put out as the new version, the new episode, and people went nuts because we were watching on the TV in a bar the NASCAR truck race Saturday. And my little friend Jenny and her handsome husband Michael, they're friends with Tanner Gray and Taylor Gray. They're brothers who race in the truck series. And my wife was all excited because Tanner was at the top of the pack for a while, and she goes, "Look, Jenny, look, Tanner's doing well. Look, he's up there at the front." And Jenny goes, "Yeah, but he's gonna have to get tires soon. He needs tires." And Jody kind of looked like, okay. And then she said it again. He's going to have to stop and get tires. And then finally Jody goes, "Well, he knew he was racing today. Why didn't he get tires before he started? Hey, why didn't he take care of his business? He knew he was going to be racing." And so, everybody that was sitting around the bar just busted out laughing. I thought that was the funniest thing. Strangers everywhere. They just all laughing. So then we started expanding, he should have filled up with gas. Yeah. He should have gotten his oil changed. He should have done the whole thing. But I put that now on the growing list of Jody sports policies. One of the Hall of Fame comments that Jody has made is about Cam Newton. Will Greer is a family friend of ours, and he plays in the NFL. He played quarterback for University of West Virginia, and he got drafted to the Carolina Panthers. And Jody goes, "That's great that Will's going to be playing for the Panthers, but he'll probably never get to play since Cam is such a ball hog." So the starting quarterback of the Panthers is a ball hog. And the only reason why he won't let poor Will play any is because he's a ball hog. And then the other one came from another one about Will Greer. When he was playing his first year of college football for the University of Florida, and Leonard Fournette was playing for LSU, which is our team. And he's a huge running back that would just run over people, and it was crazy how big and tough he was and all. And he said, "Well, we're playing Florida this weekend," and Jody goes, because Will is a quarterback. Jody goes, "Well, God, I hope Leonard doesn't hurt Will." Like, well, I don't think they will be hurting each other because they're not on the field at the same time ever. So a sports commentator, Jody will never be. All right, a nightmare's coming up for Tech D Rob. We'll explain it next.
It's radio. It's a podcast. It's the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show. More next.
Winter is here, which means you're just going to stay inside and not do anything fun and exciting, right? No, that is wrong, because this year you're going to go to acetj.com/Gaston and see all of the incredible things that you can do right now in Gaston County. Everything is laid out for you, from things to do, to restaurants, to bars, to shopping, to unique weekend activities, and we'll get you ready for the spring and the summer with a list of all their great festivals. Find all of this and much more at acetj.com/Gaston.
Create an unforgettable experience with the Cabarrus Arena. Learn more at cabarrusarena.com. Weddings, banquets, shows, expos, they do it all at the Cabarrus Arena. Learn more at cabarrusarena.com.
Available when you want it, how you want it. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
So I've been seeing this for a couple of days, this news story, and it didn't really hit me exactly how it was going to work until I stopped and read the entire story. But Wendy's has announced that they are looking into, what do they call it? Upcharge or upsale, surge pricing, and all the way that the rideshare companies do, the Ubers and whatnot. When you really need a ride, their prices go up. Kind of like when you have a toll lane on the interstate. The price of the toll lane goes way up if there's a traffic jam in the regular lanes. So it's it's the more you need it, the more it's going to cost. And so Wendy's is saying that that's what they're going to start doing in peak times, like meal times and all, 6 o'clock in the evening, for example. They will charge more for their products than they would at, say, 2:30 in the afternoon. But you won't know what the price is until you get there.
So the Baconator could be, I don't know, $5 at 2:30, and at 5:30 or 5:45, it could be $6.50.
Right. Mm-hmm. So now, Rob, that's going to affect you more than any of us if they set the tone to that, and it just starts happening all over the place at fast food restaurants.
I'm not happy about it.
I mean, what are you going to do? Because you could order it on the app like you always do. Mm-hmm. Well, I guess it would still tell you the price on the app if it had gone up and down or whatever.
It has to give you a price.
But if you drive up to the drive-thru, it doesn't. When you pull up there, the screen is going to be changing throughout the day.
You're right.
I wonder if, because a lot of places you can order ahead. Yeah. And then when you get there, you check in. I wonder if, I could order at 10 o'clock. And then at noon go, and it's busy there, but maybe to lock in my
You would
price.
order a Wendy's burger 2 hours in advance?
If it was going to save me a couple bucks, yeah.
But they don't make it right away,
no,
do
that's
they?
correct.
Okay.
They don't make it till you check in that you're there, or the GPS tells them that you're there.
Right. Well, I bet they'll compensate for that.
Yeah, they've thought of that.
They've probably thought of that, yeah. So they're coming after you, Rob.
Look, Wendy's can easily be checked off the list.
But I mean, they're all going to do it if it works for Wendy's and their profits go up.
Well, I'm going to start the trend here, and don't go to Wendy's if they do this. Stop it. Don't do this to me.
Yeah.
Now, if this were a natural disaster situation, they would call that price gouging.
They sure would.
I'm not accusing Wendy's of price gouging because I don't want to be gouged by their attorneys in court.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, I kind of understand it, but something about it seems really messed up.
Quite messed up.
Maybe it's because it's new. I don't
know, man. Embrace the technology. This is just technology, man. Y'all got to embrace it. It's what the millennials always tell us. Hey, embrace the technology. That's all this is.
Technology?
Yeah, because they have the ability to say, hey, look, our prices can go up and down at the punch of a button. So we need to do that
now
because we need to make more money.
If they have it where if you order it at a non-peak time, it's cheaper, then I'll be all about it.
I don't think it'll go cheaper than what the menu says. It's only going to go up.
I mean, maybe they're trying to get more people to come at that time.
All right. Well, keep dreaming, Rob.
That's all I can do.
All right. I had to really fight myself from starting an argument over a meme that somebody posted. But I did it. I'll tell you what happened coming up next.
It's radio. It's a podcast. It's the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show. More next.
Well, here we are, another new year, and you're, again, going to try to lose that weight you've been needing to lose for a long time. Well, here's what you need. You need Calitrin to help. Because Calitrin is not a drug. No, not at all. It is natural and effective. It's scientifically proven to help you lose weight and get better sleep. When you buy 3 months supply of Calitrin, you will get 3 months free right now, and consistency is the key with Calitrin. So order it today at acetj.com/weight loss. It's Calitrin.
As a proven leader in managed IT services, CompuCom delivers innovative solutions designed for how you work today. They'll help you deliver results no matter where you are on your digital transformation journey. It's all at CompuCom. Go to CompuCom.com to find out more.
This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
So we have 2 new podcasts up for your listening and viewing pleasure. One is Ace and Friends. You can see that and hear that at 3 o'clock this afternoon, every weekday afternoon. And then TJ's podcast is new. We have a story today for TJ's podcast that can't be discussed on regular radio or podcast stuff. It's got to be away from the children and the FCC rules and all of that stuff. But it's about human nature and robot nature. We're gonna have to start saying robot nature. Because I warned years ago that this was going to happen, but robot ladies replacing real human ones, it's a real thing. And women are helping make it happen. So we'll talk about that. And the whole podcast is usually just stupid things that, the way I think of the world, like this meme that I saw earlier, and it made me want to jump in and start arguing with the person. But then I thought, what good is that going to do? I don't know this person. Well, why would I start, having to try to correct them? But it's a picture of Nelson Mandela. And you know how they'll put these quotes under people or over people's pictures, but they don't say that person said this. It wasn't a quote from that person. I think that's one of these. And it says, people ask you what you do for a living so they can calculate the level of respect to give you.
Yeah.
You seen that before?
We talked about this.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
When you ask somebody what they do for a living, how should I treat you?
Yeah, but that's not true. That's somebody just looking to put a chip on their shoulder and act offended. Yeah. I ask people that all the time, and I'm just curious because I'm interested in it. What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to be interested in people as a conversationalist.
Yeah,
You're supposed to ask them questions, but then now you can't ask them that question because it shows that if they don't have a high-paying job, you're not going to respect them.
Yeah, I got laid into for asking exactly that question. A young woman laid into me. Ace, you remember? I trying to make conversation. I said, "What do you do?" And she goes, "What do you do?" I was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm sorry."
Well, she was being a bee.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it was why I've never had that reaction. But whenever I hear that,
her reaction was totally inappropriate.
But people need to just stop looking to be offended all the time. And the reason why they do that is because it gives you status in this country today, and in the world actually. If you can somehow make yourself out to be a victim of something, then you feel like people think you're intelligent. People think that, it gives you attention, like, you're so right. And when you can come up with something dumb like that and then act like you've just, you had some sort of a Plato moment or Socrates or something. I mean, come on.
Nelson Mandela didn't say that.
That's what we know that part. He's saying, I ask you now if you put my name on that or my picture on that, and telling you I have no respect for you.
I want to do that though. Y'all like chili cheese dogs? Nelson Mandela. He didn't say that.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
What's coming up in Now Trending?
Ariana Grande said, "Hey, I'll see you in jail." Literally. What was she talking about? I'll tell you. Coming up next.
It's a radio show, it's a podcast, and it's a TV show. Watch the Ace and TJ show anytime. Just search for Ace TJ TV on YouTube. More of the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show is coming up.
Back again with our friend Richard Toccato, the Richard Toccato Companies. Now, Richard, tell us about this cash out equity thing, instant cash, add water, and there it is.
That's how it is. Instant equity. I mean, you do the application today, you could close today and get your money in 5 days. There's no underwriting, there's no appraisal. I think didn't you do something like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly what I did. Instant equity. It's very easy, and Richard walks you through the process. Find out more at homewithrichard.com.
It's not the news, it's more important. Now Trending with Riggins on the Ace and TJ show.
Ariana Grande said, "I'll see you in jail." Literally. She's talking about the people that leaked so much of her new music on TikTok. It used to be like you'd have to go hunt down leaks and things like that. Now it's just on TikTok. So she's having to rework the songs for her upcoming album called Eternal Sunshine.
So she's going to, she's making a promise now that if these people get arrested, that she's going to visit them in jail?
That's the way you would... I'll see you in jail.
Yeah. Literally.
I will see you in there. So, yeah, I guess she's going to go visit.
I'm going to come to the penitentiary and visit you and tell you, make sure you know I'm the one responsible for your being here.
Like when the Pope got shot and he went and visited that guy in jail. It's going to be just like that, I would imagine. So a lot of people are excited about her upcoming album. Kevin Costner put out a first trailer for Horizon, an American Saga. Kevin Costner is like Western guy now. Like that's where he lives.
Yeah.
That's his whole identity. His whole personality is about the Western frontier. So this saga, it's a two-parter, And actually, it looks pretty good. It's about cowboys, and if you're into that, you're going to love this. So that trailer hit the internet yesterday. A lot of people were talking about it. A lot of people find him very attractive.
Yeah, he is. He's cool.
I'm
over the whole cowboy thing, though. As the kids say, I'm over it.
Really?
Yeah. Yellowstone tanking the way it did and getting so stupid ruined me on it. I was loving it.
Yeah,
I was getting ready to move to Montana or Wyoming or something. I'm saying Wisconsin. You know where all the great cowboys are in Wisconsin.
A mother left a very angry note on her kid's lunchbox, and I totally understand this. This story is all over the place, but it started on TikTok. A woman sent her daughter to school. I think she's in kindergarten. Her name's Evelyn, the daughter, and the teacher opened the lunchbox and said, "Eat your good food first before the bad food." So she had like a sandwich and some Cheeto Puffs and a little brownie and a juice box, and said, "Eat all the sandwich first before you eat the other foods." And I guess the little girl went and told her mom, so the mom put a note in the lunchbox, said, "There is no such thing as good and bad food, and Evelyn has my permission to eat the food in whatever order she wants," which is, I think, the appropriate response.
Yeah.
I made this lunch for my kid.
It's all in there to be eaten. Mind your business, teacher.
Yeah, I didn't like that either. So, but it was a very,
They
nice
think they
note.
own your kids, though.
That's crazy.
A lot of times they think they own them.
Yeah, I don't even get that. And as we mentioned, today's National Polar Bear Day. Jon Stewart back on The Daily Show on Monday nights. The viewership is dropping week by week. A lot of people showed up, I think, out of curiosity a few weeks ago when he decided to go back to the show. But ever since then, those numbers have been dropping, which is to be expected. But how low will they go? We're going to find out. But those are a few things that are now trending.
He's lame.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to tell you a story coming up next.
It's a radio show, it's a podcast, and it's a TV show. Watch the Ace and TJ Show anytime. Just search for Ace TJ TV on YouTube. More of the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show is coming up.
It's a new year, which means new you. No, not if you've got nagging pain. That means we want old you before you had that pain. And it's possible without surgery, without medication, without downtime, thanks to Neogenics, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic. I am a Neogenics client. I am a Neogenics lover because they fixed my left wrist. And you can get a free consultation right now. Call 704-727-6551 or online at acetj.com/neogenics, Neogenics.
Don't just listen to the Ace and TJ Show. Watch it. Now available 24 hours a day on YouTube. Just search for Ace TJ TV. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
So there's a couple, Sav and Zion are their names. They're on TikTok. And the woman was complaining about how they're getting evicted from their apartment because they've just been charged $1,050 for dog poop. That's right, dog poop. It's their final notice about dog poop, and apparently they haven't been picking it up. But the problem is that, and a lot of apartments and communities will do this, they take cheek swabs from your dog, and you have to submit the cheek swab.
That started a couple of years ago. We talked about it, yeah.
So the apartments have all this on record, but what happened is they got 3 violations, but the property manager had been on vacation or for like maternity leave. So when she came back, she issued all 3 notices, and the final one came. So it was actually spaced out over a couple months period. They just never received them. So they got their final notice and eviction letter, plus a $1,000 fine for the dog poop.
But wait, that's not fair. If they weren't alerted,
yeah,
and then all of a sudden they get like 1, 2, 3, there you go.
But they know they're not picking up their dog's poop.
I know they know they're not, but there are rules you got to follow.
Yeah. And she says when they signed their lease, like the dog, that those little notices weren't in there. Like these are the fines per incident in their original lease. So they might have a little bit of wiggle room there, but we'll see. But that is nasty. Everybody in the comments was like, "Well, you're the problem." I mean, regardless of what the outcome was,
pick it up.
You did like let your dog poop everywhere, and if you've ever lived in an apartment or a condo, you know that's disgusting when people like let their dog poop in an elevator and don't clean it out. It's like so rude, so rude.
In an elevator,
you wouldn't believe it.
Gross.
One time I saw a guy holding the elevator door open. He had just gotten a puppy, and it peed. It was like a pool of urine, and he was, it's embarrassing and all that stuff, but at least he was trying to clean it up. These people did not clean it up. But everybody was like, "You nasty, you nasty." What's it, brother? So what would qualify people as nasty in your opinion? Like, to me, not washing your sheets often enough is disgusting. I'm a freak about it, though. I wash them with bleach and vinegar. I mean, I pour every chemical I know on those sheets.
Bleach and vinegar.
I'm creating mustard gas every time I do the laundry.
Sulfuric acid.
Yeah, I really am. I mean, it's not good. But what would qualify people as nasty in your opinion? Only brushing their teeth once a day? Eating beanie weenies? I know a lot of people are haters on the internet when you bring up beanie weenies. I love them, but this is your opinion. Ace and TJ's, you nasty. What qualifies somebody as nasty in your opinion? We'll get your answers next.
It's radio. It's a podcast. It's the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show. More next.
Well, here we are, another new year, and you're, again, going to try to lose that weight you've been needing to lose for a long time. Well, here's what you need. You need Calitrin to help, because Calitrin is not a drug. No, not at all. It is natural and effective. It's scientifically proven to help you lose weight and get better sleep. When you buy 3 months supply of Calitrin, you will get 3 months free right now, and consistency is the key with Calitrin. So order it today at acetj.com/weight loss. It's Calitrin.
Live each weekday on your radio, anytime you want, wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Ugh, nasty. Ugh. What qualifies somebody as nasty in your opinion? At the Ace TJ show, if you've got an answer for this, and we've got so many. But I'll give you one. Ace is still sick, and we're hearing, clearing the phlegm.
Well, what do you do?
Blow your nose?
Well, we're running a mile a minute here, and if I blow my nose, I still got to do it again later.
Yeah, that's how it works when you're sick.
But
You got to blow it.
Riggins treats a throat clearing like most people would look at a cough, like you coughed on.
Yeah.
If you go,
You
he's
guys,
like,
you guys are beyond almost OCD with the throat clearing, though.
we're broadcasters, Riggins.
Huh? Yeah.
We're broadcasters.
Oh, please. Oh, no, it's everything. You guys, you got twitches and the whole thing. Trust me, I watch you over here. You got it all going. But what else is nasty? Sheila said wearing pajamas and slippers in public always grosses me out.
Yes.
Obvious one. There's so many.
Kendra, when they let their cats walk on their kitchen counter or table.
Yes.
Yeah.
Food or no food?
Animals on top of counters is gross. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, that's where you prepare food.
I'm
and
with
things
you.
like
No
that.
matter what, if I'm in your house and the cat is walking along the countertop or the top of the bar or whatever,
Yeah.
that just weirds me out.
Have y'all seen people put tinfoil on their counters to keep cats off of it?
What?
As soon as the cat touches tinfoil, they jump and they're gone.
Oh, I bet that's funny. There are videos of that, right?
Yes.
Oh, God.
But you've got to cover your
afternoon.
You've got to cover your counter in tinfoil.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you just got to teach the cat not to do it a couple times, and then they're not going to do it anymore if they think the tinfoil is going to be there.
I never thought about that.
That's awesome.
Now, Erica's got an interesting one. She said, you nasty, people not washing their hands before and after they go to the bathroom. Do you guys wash your hands before
Before
you
I go to the bathroom? No, not before.
No.
I never do that. But maybe that, you maybe.
I rinse mine in the toilet before I get started.
Right.
Letting your pets lick the spoon while you're cooking.
Yeah.
I mean, what is that? I love Danielle's. When you buy a pack of Newports, she works at a gas station. So when you buy a pack of Newports for $9.32 and say, put the rest in gas, and then hand me a $10 bill. You nasty.
Put the rest in gas.
You're nasty.
What is that, 68 cents in gas?
I am shocked. It's $9.32 for a pack of Newports now? Yeah. Stop smoking. Gosh, there's so many of these. I mean, letting your dog eat after you. I've seen people eat ice cream cones and let their dog have a lick. That is repulsive. I mean, there's so many of these.
Letting your dog lick you in the face has shown up like 4 times in these.
I love my dog. I would never.
And what's it? Clipping your toenails in public.
What?
Who?
I guess a lot of people are doing it.
Who? We've seen that comes up periodically. Who's clipping their toenails in public?
Oh, God.
I don't know. Oh, we saw somebody, like a woman breast pumping.
Yeah,
in the car.
in traffic. Yeah.
Okay, but that's a rarity.
Yeah.
I would
Oh,
think.
absolutely.
You know, you're just kind of caught in a moment there. I understand that.
If you're anywhere where somebody's clipping their toenails in public, then you're nasty too for being in that kind of place.
Wherever you are, you're gross.
Wherever that's accepted.
Everybody's gross in this. Turns out multi-level marketing is going the low road. I mean, really ugly when you're trying to recruit people to sell stuff for you. Details coming up next.
It's a radio show, it's a podcast, and it's a TV show. Watch the Ace and TJ show anytime. Just search for Ace TJ TV on YouTube. More of the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show is coming up.
Back again with our friend Richard Toccato, the Richard Toccato Companies. Now, Richard, tell us about this cash out equity thing, instant cash, add water, and there it is.
That's how it is. Instant equity. I mean, you do the application today, you could close today and get your money in 5 days. There's no underwriting, there's no appraisal. You know, I think didn't you do something like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly what I did. Instant equity. It's very easy, and Richard walks you through the process. Find out more at homewithrichard.com.
Available when you want it, how you want it. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
So apparently, I don't know much about MLMs, as they call them on social media, multi-level marketing. I always think of Amway. And one time I called Amway a scam, and I didn't know, and I got attacked for it.
You called it a pyramid scheme.
A pyramid scheme, that's what it was.
Yeah, and they don't play.
Then they didn't I don't know that I don't know anything about it, but that's always the words I've heard, and I don't know anything about Amway or any of that stuff. But multi-level marketing is when you sell a product and then you recruit people to sell the same thing for you.
Yeah, you kick a percentage up, then you recruit people. They kick a percentage to you. The more you recruit, obviously the higher yield.
And why is that a scheme though? Why do they call it a scheme?
Well, it's not
you're
necessarily.
Not forcing anybody.
Well, it's not necessarily. It depends on the situation.
Well, in the beginning, when it was called a pyramid scheme, they were to recruit people in a lot of instances, not necessarily Amway, but all pyramid schemes, wouldn't give the people the entire information. You just come in, you listen to their pitch, and you're going to be so wealthy, and you're going to do this, this, and this. And then I actually went to one that they had to trick me to come to. And that was the thing. It was a friend of mine, and he goes, "Hey, you want to come over for dinner Friday night? We're going to cook up some steaks and da-da-da-da. My brother's coming, my parents be." And I went, and then there was another couple there that I didn't know, and they had a whiteboard.
No way.
And they started in with their demonstration or presentation for Amway.
And so you signed up immediately.
Yeah, of course.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't realize there's a woman that's sharing her story. She loses her son, her young son. And a woman reaches out through social media and said, and she's feeling real lonely. A woman reaches out and that she knew in her circle, and offered her a shoulder to cry on. "I want to take you out to coffee. We'll go get lunch." And she's like, "You know what? I need this right now." Takes her out to lunch and befriends her. And then after the second outing, she drops this little bombshell on her and is like, "Hey, I'd like you to come over and start working for me." And then when she told her no, immediately the woman cut off all contact with her.
Yeah. The woman's a dirtbag. You're a piece of trash to do that to somebody.
I mean, to see that the woman's lost her son or child on social media and is like, "I'm going to take advantage."
You try to take advantage of her in that vulnerable state, you're a trash person.
The good thing in my situation was the guy's dad was the one doing all the griping about having to be there for that, and he wished he would have known that was or he wouldn't have come, and all that. He had a few beers in him, so the guy couldn't disown his dad. So I mean, he didn't. By proxy, I guess I got to stay.
It's a radio show, it's a podcast, and it's a TV show. Watch the Ace and TJ show anytime. Just search for Ace TJ TV on YouTube. More of the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show is coming up.
It's a new year, which means new you. No, not if you've got nagging pain. That means we want old you before you had that pain. And it's possible without surgery, without medication, without downtime. Thanks to Neogenics, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic. I am a Neogenics client. I am a Neogenics lover because they fixed my left wrist. And you can get a free consultation right now. Call 704-727-6551 or online at acetj.com/neogenics, Neogenics.